Welcome, boys and girls, to an episode of Advanced Word Study. I'm your host, Miss Chelsea, and this is your teacher, Miss Amber. In preparation for our lesson today, we will need a pencil and a piece of paper. Have fun!
Thank you, Miss Chelsea, and welcome back, boys and girls. I'm so excited to be here with you today. We have been learning how to read and write multisyllabic words. Today, we're going to continue our learning with silent E syllables. And we're going to add this to our chart of all the syllable types we've been learning. Now, a silent E syllable is a syllable that has a long vowel sound with only one vowel letter. And that vowel is followed by a consonant and a silent E. So I want us to look at a visual here. Look at my picture. That's an E. And what is he doing when in front of his mouth? He's put his finger up like he's going shh because he's silent. So in silent E syllables, we'll have one long vowel sound with one vowel letter, but that vowel will be followed by a consonant and a silent E. So I want us to work through our syllabication steps that we've been using in our other lessons to practice on a word. But first, I want to do it for you. So I'm going to do this word right here. We know that step one says to label the first two vowels. The first two vowels I see are I and O. So I will underline those and put a V for vowel. Step two, draw a bridge to connect the vowels. So I'll draw my bridge from my I to my O. Step three says to label the consonants on the bridge. The consonants I see between my bridge is N and C. I'll put C under that for consonant. Step four, divide using the pattern I notice. I notice, remember we focus on our bridge, I see V, C, C, V. And we have charts down here that show us where to divide those patterns. So if I go down here to the VCCV pattern, it tells me to divide between the consonants. So on this bridge, I'm going to divide between the consonants. But you know what? Step 5 tells us to identify the syllable types. But I see another vowel. So before I can identify the syllable types, I've got to go back to step 1 and label the next two vowels that I see. So we're going to start with O. And what's the next vowel that I see? Is E. And I see that it's followed by a consonant and another E. So I bet this is the new syllable type that we're learning, silent E, because we said silent E is a vowel followed by a consonant with a silent E. So let's do that. Let's underline our E and write a V. And now we'll draw the bridge to connect our next two vowels. Step 3 tells us to label the consonants on that bridge. So let's look at our new bridge. I see three consonants, M, P, and L. But I know that P and L is a blend. So I want to keep those together, remember, and consider those one consonant. Now we're ready to divide using the pattern we notice. And I see a V, C, C, V. And we just said with our first syllable that with V, C, C, V, we divide between the consonants. So I'm going to divide in between the M and the P because those are my two consonants I need to divide between. Now I think we're ready for step 5. Identify the syllable types for each part and label them. So let's start back at the beginning. I see vowel I followed by consonant N. I'm trying to think about what syllable type that is. Let's go back to our chart. Closed syllables end in one or more consonants and they make a short vowel sound. Look at our example. A is followed by consonant P and I is followed by consonant N. That's what's happening in our first syllable. I is followed by consonant N. So this first syllable is a closed syllable. So we know it's going to make a short vowel sound. So I will put CL to remind us it's a closed syllable. Let's look at our second syllable. I see vowel O followed by consonant M. And that's another closed syllable when the vowel is followed by a consonant. So we know that O is also going to make a short vowel sound. And let's look at the last syllable. I see vowel E, I see a consonant, and I see it followed by another E. That's the new syllable that we're learning. That it's a vowel followed by consonant and a silent E. So if we remember, we're not going to say that last E sound, and it's going to be a long vowel sound. So for this new syllable, when I label it, I want to draw an arrow from my silent E to my vowel to remind me that that vowel is going to make a long sound and that this E is silent. And I'm going to label it S-E for silent E. All right, we've labeled and identified our syllables. Let's do step 6. Read each syllable and blend the word. I, N, K, com, P, L, eat, pleat. When I put them together, I get incomplete. Incomplete. Well, we know this word is not incomplete because we just read it. So we completed the word, but our word was incomplete. Very good. Thanks for doing that with me. Now, can you get your pencil and paper out and write this word on your paper? All right, I want you to try this one out with me, okay? What is step 1? That's right, label the first 2 vowels. What 2 vowels do we see? That's right, the first 2 vowels we see are A and A. So underline those and put a V under them. Step 2. What do? Draw a bridge to connect the vowels. That's right. So draw your bridge from your first A to your second A. Step 3. Label the consonants on the bridge. What consonants do you see? Wow, I see 4 consonants too. N, D, S, and H. But what do we know about those consonants? N, D is an ending blend. That's right. So we're going to group those together and consider them one consonant. What about SH? That's right. It's a digraph. Those 2 letters that come together and make one sound. So we want to keep those together as well. So we now have grouped them and then put a C under those blends and digraphs. All right. Step 4. Divide using the pattern you notice. What pattern do you see? I see VCCV2, and we've been talking that with the VCCV pattern, we divide between the consonants. So we will divide between the D and the S. So draw your line right there. Step 5. Identify the syllable types for each part and label each. Well, I see vowel A, and it's followed by consonant N. We just reviewed that if it's a vowel followed by a consonant, it's a closed syllable. So we will write CL above that part, syllable part, because that lets us know that vowel will be short. Now what's the next vowel we see? A. And what's it followed by? It is followed by a consonant, but it's followed by a consonant E. And that's our new syllable, silent E, that we're studying. And we know that that silent E will make that vowel be long. So we're going to draw our arrow and label it with the S-E. Now we're ready for step 6. Read each syllable and blend the word. All right, I want you to do it after me. And, hand, shake, shake. Let's put them together. Hand, shake, handshake, handshake. Good job. You ready to try another one? Write this on your paper. All right. Can you remind me what step 1 is? That's right. Label the first 2 vowels. What are the first 2 vowels you see? I see E and O too, so let's underline them and put a V. Step 2, draw a bridge. Draw our bridge from E to O. Step 3, label the consonants on the bridge. That's right, we only see one consonant, consonant V. And step 4, divide using the pattern you notice. What pattern do you see? I see the VCV pattern too, and we haven't used that one in this lesson. So let's go back down here to our charts. We have 2 charts for the VCV pattern, and they're numbered 1 and 2. That lets us know that we want to try this division line first, and if we don't think that's a word that we've heard before, or we need to try and reread the word, we might try this division pattern. So in our first one, where does it tell us to divide? Before the consonant. So I'm going to get a different colored marker. You can continue to use your pencil. And I'm going to draw a dotted line in between our consonant. And now that we've divided using the pattern, we're ready to identify the syllable types. Now what's the first vowel that I see? E. And what comes after it? Nothing. So we might need to review to figure out what syllable type that is. We know it's not closed because we said with closed syllables, it ends in one or more consonants. Let's look at open. Open syllables end in a vowel, they make a long sound, and they're spelled with one vowel letter. Remember, we like to think of an open door. It ends in a vowel. So let's go back. E doesn't have anything behind it. So it's ending in that vowel, and it's one vowel letter. So this must be an open syllable. So we will label that with OP for open. And we know that open syllables will make that long vowel sound. Let's look at our second word part. What vowel do you see? O. And it's followed by consonant T and a silent E. That's right, and that's our new syllable. So we know when we label this, we draw an arrow from our silent E to our vowel, and we label it with the S-E, because that's going to remind us that that's going to make a long vowel sound. So now we're ready to read the word. Read each syllable and blend the word. So this time, I'm going to point under the letter. I want you to say the sound and blend the whole word part. D, E, D. Vote, vote. D, vote, devote. That's right. Does that sound like a word you're familiar with? It's a word I'm familiar with. When someone is devoted or they devote their time, they're giving all of their attention or purpose to something. I'm devoting my time to doing this lesson with you, and you're devoting your time as well. All right, great job doing that word. Can you do one more with me? Great. Write this word on your paper. All right, step 1. What is it? Label the first 2 vowels. What are the first 2 vowels you see? I see E and A as well. So we're going to underline those and put a V. Step 2, let's draw our bridge. Step 3, label the consonants on the bridge. What consonants do you see? I see H too, so we will put a C for consonant under H. We're ready for step 4. Divide using the pattern we notice. What pattern do you see? The VCV pattern. That's right. So we know we'll start with this one first and we will divide before the consonant. I'm going to switch my markers up again and I'm going to put a dotted line before the consonant. I'm doing a dotted line in case if we have to move it for the second division pattern, we'll be able to move it into a solid line. All right. Now we're ready to identify the syllable types for each and label them. So what do you notice about the first vowel? It's E, and it's followed by nothing. That's right. And we just reviewed that that's an open syllable, and it will make a long vowel sound. Look at your second word part. What vowel do you see? A, followed by consonant V and a silent E. That's correct. So how will we code that? That's right. We'll draw an arrow from our E to our A to remind us that E is silent and it makes that vowel long. And we'll label it with S-E. Great job. All right, we're ready for step 6. Read each syllable and blend the word. All right, I'm going to point. You read them again for me. B, E, B. Have, have. Put it together. Behave, behave, behave. I hope you are behaving today. All right, great job working on word reading with me. Now I want us to look at spelling some words. So I want to do the first one for you. My word is vacate. Can you say vacate? Let's count the syllables. Vacate. I hear 2 syllables. So for the syllables, I'm going to draw a line to represent the 2 syllables that I hear. Vacate. My first syllable was ve. V-a. So I'm going to write that. V-a. Then I'm going to listen to my second syllable. Kate. K-ate. K-ate. Oh, but you know what? We're working with silent E syllables, and if I leave it spelled like this, that's a vowel followed by a consonant, so that would be a short vowel sound. So right now it says cat. I didn't say cat, I said Kate. So what can we do to make this vowel long? What have we been practicing? That's right, that silent E at the end of a word helps make that vowel letter, when it's a one letter, that long vowel sound. So I'm going to add an E to the end because if I think about it, that E is making that vowel long. So now I have k-ate, Kate. So when I put this word together, I get vacate. And vacate means you leave something. That's right. So when you vacate the building, you're exiting or leaving the building. Vacate. Now can you try one with me? Get your pencil and paper back out. Here's our word, escape. Escape. Can you say that? Escape. Count the syllables with me. Escape. I hear 2 syllables. So remember, for each syllable we hear, we will draw a line. Escape. Escape. All right, what's that first syllable we hear? S. Let's count those sounds. S. Let's spell it. S. What's our next syllable? Cape. Let's count the sounds. K, A, P. All right, let's write it. K, A, P. Is this correct? No, because that's a vowel followed by a consonant. So right now that vowel is short. So this is cap. But we said it was cape. So what do we need to add? That's right. If we add that silent E, it's making that vowel long. So now we have cape. Great job working through that with me. So when I write that word together, I get escape. Escape. All right, you ready to do another one? All right, here's our next word. Inflate. Say inflate. Count the syllables with me. Inflate. We hear 2 syllables, so let's draw 2 lines for the 2 syllables that we hear. Inflate. What's our first syllable? In. I. Let's write it. I. What's our next syllable? Flate. Let's count those sounds. F-L-8. Let's spell it. F-L-8. Is this correct? No, you're exactly right. That word is flat. So what do we need to do? Because we heard a long A in inflate. That's right. We need to add an E at the end. That silent E is going to make that vowel long. So now we have flate. So when I put that together, I get inflate. That's right. All right, last one. Can you do it with me? Here's the word. Concrete. Say concrete. Count the syllables in concrete. I hear 2 syllables. So draw 2 lines for the 2 syllables that you hear. Concrete. What's the first syllable? Con. Sound that out. K-on. Good. Can you write it? What's our second syllable? Crete. Sound it out. K-r-eat. Can you spell it? Now make sure you had that E at the end, because that E, that silent E, is what made our vowel right here long. And when we put it together, we get concrete. Our word is concrete. Thank you so much for working on those words with me. Now the last thing I want to do is add the word incomplete to our chart. This is the first word that we did as practice, and if you remember, once we divided our syllables, we recognized that the first 2 syllables were closed. But that last syllable has that silent E, and we draw that arrow to remind us that it helps make that long vowel in that last syllable, because that silent E makes that vowel long for us. All right, so let's review. A silent E syllable we just discussed had a long vowel sound spelled with 1 vowel letter followed by that consonant and silent E. I cannot wait to practice reading silent E syllables in text with you next time.
Thank you, Miss Amber, and thank you, boys and girls, for your participation in today's lesson. We can't wait to see you again. Bye.